Ram Krishna Hari. Today's question is, I have an inborn character of criticizing others always. How to avoid it? And most of the people have nicely answered. First, I'll list it out. Basically, I am the intelligent person. I have got a lot of brain. So that kind of ego is the root cause to criticize easily others. One must realize that we will totally miss the love if we start criticizing others. Criticizing others is totally different from advising others. People assume themselves that they are not criticizing them, but they are advising them. Again, advice is of no use unless they surrender to you. But we will keep on advice to whomsoever it may be. So therefore, one should completely avoid this habit of criticizing others. And no one should think that they are intelligent than others. If we feel that I am a number one fool, then automatically this habit would not occur. The proof is very simple. The happiness is well within, but we are unable to enjoy it continuously. So that itself is an indication that how much fool we are. As long as we do not touch the permanent bliss in the life, we should accept that we are all in the ignorance, and therefore we should never strive to criticize others. And we should also realize that by way of criticizing, we are totally missing the love. And by this way, we can avoid criticizing others. And the other point is, if we are able to understand the mistakes are not at all mistakes. Mistakes are bound to occur in everyone's life. Success and failures are part and parcel of the life game. If one is able to understand this fact, automatically we will not criticize others. Because we normally criticize when someone fails or someone do some kind of mistakes. But if we able to understand that it is part and parcel of the life, then we will not criticize it. Because the person who already got a failure is able to realize himself, then what is the necessity of us particularly telling to realize him? Because at least in success, they need to be advised not to have an ego. But we people never criticize when someone is getting success. But whenever if have any failure, if someone has any failure, automatically he is going to realize what is the mistake he had. And in such case only we started criticizing them. So one must realize that it is a very big ego. And one must realize that mistakes are the stepping stone towards the next success. So it is part and parcel of the game. And one more, you nicely told another important point. The attachment towards the loved ones make us to criticize more and more, particularly husband with wife and parents with the children. As they have got too much of attachment, automatically, assuming that they are making their life better, they started criticizing them. See, the more the attachment, the more the expectation automatically occurs. And every time that expectation cannot be fulfilled, once if your expectation are not fulfilled, you get hurted. And the revenge of that hurting is become a bad criticization. So therefore, one must try to avoid it. How? We should not have too much of attachment with anyone so that we can avoid the criticization of others. And one more thing also, you told that revenging is the bad habit, and that occurs just by criticizing others. Say for example, if sometime we do mistakes, that time someone may criticize us. That time we should realize that what we do, we will take it as a revenge. Okay, the time will come. That man will do mistake. That time, let me criticize him. So this kind of revenging mind is also responsible for the criticization. One should not take any kind of revenge because that revenging mind, first of all, kills us. It keep on reminder in a negative way, and therefore revenging is a very bad habit. And once if we try to avoid that revenging habit, automatically we can eliminate this criticizing of others easily. So these are all the major points that have been discussed in this satsang today. And one more important point I try to say is never find fault on others. So this is the most important point to follow to avoid the criticization of others. How to follow? Just love is the only solution. Just love more when someone commits mistakes. When someone is occurred failure, then we must love him more. It is very practical way of love. Because when someone is in bad situation, they need our love. When someone is suffering, that is the situation, they need our support. If we understand the basic principle of love, then automatically we will never criticize when someone is in bad situation, someone does any mistakes, or someone is in failure. Because that is the situation where they are already in the pain. We should not make much more pain. We should try to relieve that pain only. So if we understand this basic principle of love, if we really wanted to follow the path of Mauli, then that kind of love is essential. In the life of Mauli, Mauli did the same thing. Many people have harassed the Mauli's family, but still Mauli never took any revenge. In fact, they never criticized the people of Alandi. He simply accepted everything, and instead he tried to deliver the nectar of Jnaneswari to all of them. So therefore, that is the kind of love our Guru had. Therefore, we should also cultivate such a kind of love. Once if we cultivate such a kind of love, definitely we will not criticize anyone else in this world. And another important point is we should try to talk with everyone politely. Say, for example, someone may commit some kind of mistake, but that time, how you should try to explain him? We should declare that, my dear, that is not a big mistake, but instead of doing that, if we try to do in this way, I feel that that could be better anyway. So if we explain like this, the ego will not be burnt, and therefore the chances of realization is more. But what we do normally is, immediately we will say that what you have did is wrong. This is the right way. So please don't use the word wrong. Never in your life. Everything is part and parcel of the game. So therefore we should try to encourage them by saying them, whatever you did is okay, but again, if you would have been done like this, that could be much better. By this way of talking, we can improve our love as well as we can totally avoid the bad criticization. And this habit we can eliminate totally. So that's all for now today.